What up, y'all? It's T-Tar, and today we're looking at more of y'all's theories for Pokemon in 2024. We're gonna be talking about the new mythical Pokemon. You see, one of y'all sent me an email and might have discovered something pretty interesting about this new mythical Pokemon. Let's go. A yellow mythical hint? Hey T-Tar, I was doing something in Scarlet and Violet while watching your videos, and he noticed something. I noticed that if you look at the sparkles in the O in Area 0, there are 4. So by Area 0, what they mean is the logo for the DLC. So here's the logo for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, right? And this is the DLC package that had both DLCs, including the epilogue. Look carefully at it. There's something in this that never got answered. For example, there's the 4 symbols, right? This one represents Kitakami, this is the Crystal Pool, this is terrestrializing in the Stellar type, and this is Blueberry Academy. All of these together make for the DLC, the hidden treasure of Area 0. But there's something else inside this that's an interesting hint. And what he's talking about is right here. So there are 4 sparkles. And what's interesting is when we looked back at that old 4chan leak from before Scarlet and Violet's DLC was even announced, they had the same 4 sparkles. It was like something of importance, though he got the sparkles in the wrong order. He probably have to do it from memory. But check out closely what these sparkles represent, right? This is when stuff goes from tinfoil hat to actually being possible. So there's 4 sparkles and the big one is blue. Makes sense, right? Terrapagus is the big hidden treasure of Area 0. Then there's a green one, which works for Ogerpon, and a purple magenta one that works for Picharunt. They all actually seem to reflect something, and there's 1 sparkle left and also a mythical Pokemon missing. So that's what his theory is hinting towards. Is this a hint to the missing mythical Pokemon? Is it gonna be some yellow or golden Pokemon? Let's read the rest of this. As we know, almost everything else in the title has a meaning, so it only makes sense that the yellow sparkle is for the final mythical. And combined with the gorilla theory, I think we might be getting a yellow gorilla mythical. I think this theory is on point, my dudes. I don't know how it took us this long to realize the sparkles. All 4 of these Pokemon have something to do with treasures in Area 0, right? Terrapagus originated Area 0 and all the treasures. Ogerpon got its mask made from the treasures, that's the green. The magenta, he's hunting down the treasures that Ogerpon has. And so you would imagine the yellow one, this mythical, would have something to do with Area 0 as well, which we already know if it is the gorilla because he captured it roaming in Area 0. That gorilla does not make me laugh, bro. Just the backside of a real life gorilla. And it's interesting because these sparkles are inside the logo, Hidden Treasures of Area 0. So, you know, we talked a lot about how the 3rd DLC would probably not happen for Scarlet and Violet, and the fact that they put this sparkle within this own logo sounds like it's the final piece of the puzzle to this DLC, and this would be the end of Scarlet and Violet. It's very weird to imagine this, that there's an actual missing Pokemon in the code after Game Freak, well, Pokemon in general, just left Picharunt in the code. It almost seems unbelievable, but there definitely is a mythical Pokemon missing. This is 10 out of 10. That has to be the colors of the new mythical Pokemon. It could be yellow, but it could be the strong yellow, which is gold. So I asked y'all, right, what would it look like when it turned around? Maybe this man's got like golden freaking primal prints all over his body. What kind of connection can we assume with Area 0? Aside from it roaming Area 0, is there something it's doing? Well, you know, there isn't a big focus on the Herba Mystica in Area 0, right? You know, of course, relating to Area 0, there's 3 big mysteries. Terrapagus, the Paradox Pokemon, and then the Herba Mystica. And the Herba Mystica never got something big attached to it. We got the Titan Pokemon, then we had the Loyal 3 turn to the Titanic versions. But maybe this gorilla, he loves Herba Mystica, so he's going around eating them. And he has some power awakened through it. You know, it's not even like Terrapagus turned into this giant Pokemon. No real ultimate giant climax came from the Herba Mystica. This gorilla, or whatever this gold/yellow Pokemon could be attached to the final mystery in Area 0, which is the Herba Mystica. This makes me pretty gassed because it legit sounds like you could get a little bit of story, just like the Picharunt event, but I don't want to put that out there because it's already a bonus we got that Picharunt event the way it is. But if we got story attached to this golden mythical, it would do it justice to having an equal part in this logo here. Listen, take all the credit in the world for finding this out. I wish it was me so I can look like a genius, but here's Wishimog. You found this, the new mythical. It looks like it's gonna be yellow. A hint right under our noses. All right, let's go to the next theory. Actually, hold up. I want to decipher this a bit more. Let's look at some of Heat's drawings. Gosh, this gorilla is so inconsequential in this photo. Look how tiny it's placed. Would that be a hint to put in the back of our heads, or a hint that is meaningless? It has to be meaningful. That thing doesn't even exist. No matter how much I try to make fun of this gorilla, I can't get past the fact that what the frick is this? Sketches by survey member. He doesn't mention the gorilla at all. He's even taken unnecessary details on Palmot's eye. And more Palmots up here. How many Palmots you gonna draw? Draw the gorilla more. There's no extended imagery on the gorilla. Look, for even like Knuckle Stack, they drew some diamond crap. For Glimora, they drew these. For you took like all this detail, but for gorilla, no detail. It actually just slowly, the more it sinks in, makes it look more and more suspicious. So here's the Herba Mystica paper. Area 0 was home to wondrous herbs that instantly impart vigor when eaten. We dubbed them Herba Mystica and attempted to grow some in areas around Paldea, but when we go to Area 0, we never see them. So someone ate them all. Or someone took them all. Think about it. You have to do freaking raids to get Herba Mystica. Wouldn't you think you could just go to Area 0 and like every day a couple would spawn around? There's no Herba Mystica. Someone took them all. The rest of this talks about how he tried to plant it around Paldea, and then when they came back, Pokemon ate it and grew big. We called these Titan Pokemon, but somehow Pokemon never ate these herbs for you to realize they grew big in Area 0? Isn't that a weird contradiction? We know Pokemon were in Area 0. You say Area 0 was home to these wondrous herbs, so it sounds like they were all over the place, but you never noticed any Titan Pokemon. Maybe this gorilla, he freaking feasted on all the Herba Mystica. And that's why they barely got this image of him. He's leaving. He's leaving after taking the biggest stash of them away. So either these Herba Mystica are in like covert locations inside caves where Pokemon wouldn't find them, which kind of works because they were able to grow in a cave back in Paldea. How they grow with no sunlight, I don't even know. Wait, maybe those trees you can see in Area 0 where the bottom is like crystal frosted, maybe those had the Herba Mystica growing at their feet. So that's where it would have been located in broad daylight. We also have the mystery of the tree they showed in Area 0. I noticed that Game Freak said nothing about that. Why did you show us that tree? Peachron didn't even originate from that tree like we were thinking. I would assume a lot of Herba Mystica were at that tree as well. So if he wanted to impart some kind of story, attach it to this gorilla yellow golden, maybe he's the answer to why we don't see Herba Mystica down there. Maybe to this day, he's always roaming and eating all the Herba Mystica. And after you beat this movie event and you capture him, now, in very small quantities, Herba Mystica start to respawn in Area 0. Because he's no longer eating them. It wouldn't be far-fetched, man. I almost, if we can encounter this gorilla in Area 0, you know, after you watch the movie, I almost want them to do it the same way we had to deal with the new paradoxes. You know how Entei's up on a cliff? I want it to spawn in from a distance, but you look on the cliff and he's gigantic and just looking down at you. Game Freak, you have to reveal this mythical soon, bro. I'm losing my mind. Make sure I'll shank that like button. Let me know your thoughts. How do you see this yellow mythical Pokemon going down? What story would you attach to it? And do you think it's related to the Herba Mystica? We got 4 weeks until Pokemon Day. Somewhere along the lines, they will reveal this mythical Pokemon because it's got to come out in the movie. But yeah, I got more to talk about, so I'll see y'all either later today or tomorrow. Take care.